Hey guys, what it is? It's your girl Cadillac. Yes, I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping, girl, to see justice before all face to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, had to move it to the car because my phone, not my phone, my tablet going dead. Girl, it's gone to bed. So it's hooked up to this charger. So I don't know when it's gonna cut off, but hopefully we can get this story done. Okay, so back to basically the first part. I'll link that in the description box, girl, if I ever get to optimizing the description box, because y'all know I always say that. But anyway, so this weekend it was a lot of bad luck. Like I was telling you in the last video, that Trend Genius, one of his videos where he was saying how to know if you are a chosen one, and he was saying one of the aspects is if you are a chosen one, you're just gonna have a lot of bad things happen, and it's gonna feel like you're cursed to that point, because like everything, things that should not be so hard are going to be harder for you. Things that are super simple and easy for others is going to take like a long time for you, and that's just how it is because you are chosen. So you have kind of a harder battle, you know. And basically he's saying it's because God is strengthening you and changing you and trying to get you to be, you know, what he wants you to be, which you have to be stronger for the battle that you are going to endure. Okay, so girl, the whole story of my life has been everything being harder, right? So it was no different when we got ready to go out of town. Let me go on and cut the car off so we can get a little bit of silence or whatever. Girl. Okay, and so if you go and look in the description box, also, I put in the first part where I was going through the most, just trying to get a gift card for my daughter. I did start this series that is called Everybody Hates Cadillac. Is basically off of the character Chris. Everybody hates Chris, and I'm like, dang, that is my life. Like, no matter how you try to do good, bad just follows you. No matter how, you know, you get the opposite reflection of what you put out, you know what I'm saying? And Chris was a good guy. He was trying his best, but he just always stayed in trouble. He did less than everyone else, but he was the one that, you know, that's how my life goes. So I got this Everybody Hates Cadillac playlist, and I'll add these to it. Basically, some of them story times are actually funny, so y'all should check those out. But I was telling the one about how it was so freaking difficult just to get a gift card for my daughter for her graduation. Like, she was supposed to go buy her graduation dress, but it was just the most. Okay, so that one cut off, and then it didn't stop there. Hold on one second. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so it didn't stop there. I went to work that day, and then that was Friday, right? Yeah. So then Saturday, I actually was off. They gave me the Saturday, that part. I thought they gave me the Saturday off, right? Okay, so anyway, Saturday was the day that I just put lotion on my lips, and I think I left something on my face. Anyway, Saturday I thought I was off, right? Because it was a situation where I wasn't on the scheduled to work. So the manager was like, do you want to work all 5 days, or do you want me to I can just copy and paste the schedule that I have now and just copy and paste that for the next 2 weeks. But you'll be off on those Saturdays. And I'm like, yes. Now my original plan was to take those Saturdays. I wasn't finna tell a soul that I was off on those Saturdays. And I literally was going to go home and work on my portfolio. Like my graphic design, like I feel so far away from my graphic design career. Like, I mean, I graduated, and it's like I literally just became a restaurant worker. Like, I'm not doing anything within graphic design. I'm doing my YouTube, but my YouTube is a slow grind, girl. So I'm like, I gotta really get back to that. So I was gonna take those Saturdays and basically just do that. But the first Saturday was our granddaughter's first birthday, so I wasn't able to use it for that. The second Saturday, what was I doing? It was something I had. Oh, it was Juju's birthday. How could I forget? My Bookie baby, yes, his 6th birthday. So we went out, went to Dave and Buster's and stuff. He wanted to do Rainforest Cafe, so we're still gonna have to do that, right? It was just hard to get reservations. Okay, so that was that Saturday, which I'm glad I got it off, but that takes away from going to work on that portfolio. Okay, so the next Saturday, I was like, yeah, we could go, and at first I was going to use that one, but then I was like, dang, we haven't seen Marcello in a minute, so let's go see Marcello. So that was giving up my last Saturday, right? So Money had made the reservation to go pick up the rental car. I was supposed to go pick up the rental car. Money had to work, so it was crazy. I basically had a brilliant idea because I really didn't have nobody to take me to go get the rental car. My cousin from California came in, so my dad had to go drop him back to the airport. So it really was nobody to help me get, the rental car. So I always, like I said, I am the queen of plan B, C, D, E, F, and G, girl, all the way through the alphabet, because plan A usually never works out for you, girl. So I thought about it and I'm like, dang, why don't I just ride to work with Money and I'll just sit up there? So, because Money's job is not too far away from the rental place. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do that. I'll bring my tablet, my laptop, and I'll just find me a little chill spot and I'll work on my stuff. I can actually get up there to my theme park because that's close by, and maybe sit up there or vlog or do whatever. We'll figure it out, but I'll just ride to work with her. So I struggle to get up. I'm tired as I don't know what. So then later I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to hang out here. Money, can I just use your car I'll drop you off and then I'll take your car, and y'all know I'm caregiver to my sister. So I literally cannot leave for the day without helping her get ready. So I said that wouldn't be fair for me to go off and do that and she's not ready. So I went on, I got dressed, brushed off with Money. She got to work. I took the car. I came back home. And then I helped my sister, let her get ready and everything. And then that's when that was that day when she was complaining about me using her phone, because I was doing a little vlog. I usually do a short vlog at the beginning of the day while she's getting ready, and use her phone, upload it, and then erase it later when I come home from work. That's how I've been doing it since my device has been missing. And she's kind of getting frustrated with that. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, wow. But it's cool. It's cool. I know that's her phone, but so I said, I'm headed up there because our reservation to pick up the rental was at 12 p.m., which I hated being that early because it would be much easier because the location closes at 4 if I could pick it up right before 4. That way when it's due back, it's due around 4. So I'm like, Money, why would you make a reservation so early at noon? And she was like, well, they're saying if you make the reservation after noon, they're going to charge you for another day. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like this. And I just literally came across this one video where they were saying that all these hidden fees that people are hitting us with because they're trying to make back up their money, that literally seems like a hidden fee just for no damn reason. Because I take the car later in the day, you're charging me a whole nother day? And I'm not having it literally no more hours, because you go by 24 hours, 48 hours. I'm not having it any longer. Like, I'm used to rental cars. You pick it up at this time, girl, you can drop it off days later at the same time. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me pick it up by noon. I get up there. Well, the first thing, Money was like, oh, since you coming back this way, because once I picked up the rental car, I literally was supposed to walk from Money's job to the rental car place. But I didn't have enough time, so I had to reroute. And plus, it was finna rain. Money was like, yeah, it's about to pour down. And I'm like, yeah, I could just see myself out there walking in that rain like that. Girl, I saw you, Cadillac, walking in the rain. Girl. So I'm like, okay, scratch that. What we gonna do is I'm just gonna, and then Money had ended up taking my credit card, the credit card that I was gonna use to get the rental. So I'm like, Money, I need my card. You took my card. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick up the card. And she's like, okay. So instead of just going to the rental place to drop first, no, I'm sorry, I'm confusing y'all, and I'm confusing myself, girl. I was supposed to leave Money's car back at her job. I was supposed to walk from her job to the rental car place, and then I was supposed to just go from there with the rental. Okay, but the time was getting short and the weather was not correct to be walking like that. So then ended up I had to come back to Money's job. So she's like, oh, you on your way, why don't you stop by McDonald's and get me something to eat? I didn't have time to eat. I'm so hungry. And you know, y'all know my little girl, she grown, but at times she wants to still be baby. And she's like, Mom, I'm hungry. Oh my God. Oh, can you? And I can never, y'all know she was spoiled. Y'all know she's spoiled. So I cannot deny my daughter, you know. So I stopped by the McDonald's, and I really don't have time, but I'm getting through the drive-through. Now, this particular McDonald's, it never freaking fails. Anytime I order something, they always ask me to pull up and wait. I can be in the biggest hurry, and I'm like, dang, let me order something that possibly I ain't got to pull up and wait. And they'll be like, ma'am, excuse me, can you pull up and wait? I'm like, oh my God. So I order, Money is a picky eater, right? So I order her stuff. I forgot to take the onions off. So the lady at the drive-thru is being really nice. She's like, no, you don't want onions. Then we can remake it. No. And I'm like, I'm not used to that, because most times people are like, yep, blah, 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 blah. You know, they have the attitude and stuff. When I'm giving you my money, like, girl, but you got an attitude. So the lady was really nice. But then when it came down to making the payment, I'm reaching around. I'm like, I found my debit card, right? And she slides my debit card and she's like, decline. How can my debit card be freaking declined? I literally should have money there. Okay, so I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I remember. Now, for me, when I cannot pinpoint where my debit card is, I go ahead and I just lock it, because I have one that you could just lock, and then whenever you put your hands on your debit card, then you can go unlock it. So I forgot that, because when I got to work and tried to pay for my lunch at work, I could not find my debit card. I cut it off just in case, you know, I carelessly dropped it or something like that. But most likely it was at the house and I just left it, but I didn't know for sure. So I'm like, dang it, I locked my card. But you already know I rocked the little old iPhone 6 that does not get on the internet. And I left my tablet. And God told me to take my tablet. Like, girl, you know that first mind that tells you, do this, do this, do that? Always listen to it, because that's the one that's guiding you. I believe it's the Holy Spirit. So I ran off, left my tablet there, but I was like, oh, I'm just running out, I'm coming back, and this and that. And it's like I still haven't learned my lesson to listen to that first mind. So I ran off without my tablet, the iPhone 6. I'm like, dang, I locked my card, but I literally don't have internet access to unlock it. So granted, I had to leave the food. So I called Money. I'm like, I'm sorry, couldn't pick up your food. because my card is locked. So I'm asking Money to log into my account and she unlocks my card. But it's not time for me to go back. So she's like, well, just bring me something after you go pick up the car. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I still got to go by her job, pick up the credit card, and then go around the corner to pick up the car. I'm rushing in my appointment. I'm there exactly 12 noon. Your girl is never on time. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because I'm doing way too goddamn much. I'm usually doing things before. I'm squeezing tasks into any and every little pocket of time that I have because I have more of a to-do list than I have time to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm usually right at the last minute or a couple of minutes late and stuff like that. Case in point, why you see me running to work every day, because I'm doing things before I even come to work. Like, who is up doing random stuff before they go to work? You know what I'm saying? Most people get out the bed, go to work. Not me, not your girl. So I get there at 12. And the guy has my reservation. Now, they told me my company, my theme park, gives me a discount on the room. I mean, not the room, on the rental car. And last time I had a deep discount, which I was happy with that. But they applied the discount over the phone when I made the reservation by phone. So Money's like, oh, this is the amount of the rental car. And I'm like, oh, so where's the discount? And she was like, no, they said you just show your badge there and they can apply the discount. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I literally added the discount over the phone. And she's like, yeah, that's what the lady told me. So as soon as I get in and we're trying to do the rental, the guy's like, I show him my company ID, I show him my ID, and he's like, oh, great, but I can't apply the discount. You have to do that when you make the reservation. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, for real? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's no problem. It's no problem. Just go back online and redo the reservation. I'm like, but I can't. And I explained to him how I have this old iPhone 6 that does not connect to internet, random information that you don't even need to know, but I'm trying to explain to you why I cannot go back and do this reservation. So he's like, okay, well, so I call Money again. Meanwhile, Money's working, but I'm not calling her, I'm texting her. So I'm like, Money, can you please reset up the reservation? And she's like, why? And I said, because they said that I cannot get the discount that was supposed to be added at the time of booking a reservation. And she's like, what? How? The lady, I promise, she told me that you're gonna add it at the counter. And I'm like, no, but of course. And she's like, why? And I said, Money, it's just because it's me. It is just because it's me that this is happening. So the guy, finally, he's like, okay, if you could just give me the discount code, I can put that in and we'll see if that works. So Money goes through the website, she finds the discount code, and he's like, oh, it worked. So I was expecting it not to work, but it worked, right? And the only reason, and people call me and say, they always say I'm negative. But I literally don't think I'm negative. It's just that I expect that because that is usually what always happens. Just like in the case of getting to the place and the discount not working, I literally did not expect that. But it almost feels like once stuff like that happens, I'm like, dang, I should have expected that, because the wrong thing always happens. You know what I mean? So I extra prepare. So when I say, dang, I should have knew this was happening, this always happens, people take that as, oh, that's because you're negative. And I'm like, no, it's not really because I'm negative. It's because this is literally what always happens. So I should literally just expect it. If it rains every time I go outside, am I negative because I expect that it's going to rain? You know what I'm saying? But I look at things different than other people look at it. And they always are like, well, if you be more positive things would happen. And I feel that's untrue, because I be more positive and more negative things happen. These things just happen no matter what I put out into the atmosphere. So I actually, when things are happening crazy, I don't go off. I literally just keep myself calm, and I say in my head, Kitty, stuff like this always happen. You know this this was gonna happen. So you should have expected this. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, okay, so I got the discount in, he's finished, and he slides my card and he's like, wait a minute, you coming back on May the 1st? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, I put it to April 30th. I only put one day in. I'm like, are you kidding me? All of that, and you only put one day in. So he's like, yeah, I'm just going to have to cancel this transaction and the hold and this and that, and we're going to have to rerun this. And I'm like, but so it's going to be a second hold? And I'm like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I literally only had so much. Y'all went with me when I went and applied for that credit card.